Can I ask you something before we actually start?
Oh no, that tone. What did you do?
Nothing. Okay. So, this morning, I spilled an entire cup of coffee on my keyboard.
Jake.
And I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just sat there for a second, took a breath, and went to get a towel.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. And I felt kind of proud of myself. Like, is that weird?
No, that's actually huge. Past Jake would have definitely said something very loud.
Past Jake had a much shorter fuse. But yeah, today I kept my cool, and honestly, it felt good.
I love that. And actually, that kind of leads perfectly into today's topic.
Does it? I didn't even plan that.
Sure you didn't. Welcome, everyone, to English Out Loud. I'm Annie.
And I'm Jake. And we are really glad you're here today.
We are, whether you're listening while commuting, cooking, or lying in bed avoiding your responsibilities.
No judgment. We've all been there.
This podcast is your place to improve your English through real, natural conversations. And today's conversation is one I think a lot of you will connect with.
So today we're talking about calm. Specifically, why being calm is actually a kind of strength, and why a lot of people get that totally wrong.
Right? Because I think most people see calm as something kind of passive, like if you're calm, maybe you don't care enough.
Exactly. Or they think calm means weak, soft, easy to ignore.
But that's not what real calm is at all.
No. Real calm is more like, I can see exactly what's happening right now, and I'm choosing how to respond, not just reacting automatically.
And that takes a lot more effort than most people realize.
It really does. So in this episode, we'll talk about why calm gets mistaken for weakness, why it can actually make some people uncomfortable, and what it looks like to build that kind of calm in real life.
And as always, while we talk, we'll be using 5 really useful English phrases. We'll explain them naturally when they come up, and then review them all at the end.
This episode is great for English learners. If you miss a word here and there, no stress. Just stay with the flow and let the conversation do the work.
Okay, let's get into it.
So Annie, why do you think people so often see calm as weakness?
I think it's because loud reactions are really easy to notice. If someone raises their voice, cuts people off, or shows a big emotional reaction, people immediately think, okay, that person has power.
Right. Loud gets attention. Loud feels important.
But calm? Calm doesn't announce itself, it just sits there. And from the outside, that can look like you're not doing anything.
When actually you might be working really hard on the inside just to stay grounded.
Exactly. I had this moment at work a while ago. There was a really tense meeting. People were disagreeing about a project, and things got kind of heated. And one of my co-workers, she just stayed quiet, totally calm.
And people probably thought she wasn't paying attention.
A few people definitely thought she didn't care. But then, at the end of the meeting, she said one sentence. Clear, direct, no drama, and it completely shifted the whole conversation.
Oh, that's so satisfying to watch.
It was. And afterwards someone said to me, wow, she's really hard to read. And I thought, no, she's just calm. People aren't used to it, so it feels mysterious.
That's such a good point. Calm can strike a nerve, actually. Like, it bothers people.
It really can. When something strikes a nerve, it makes a person react strongly, sometimes emotionally. And a calm person in a tense situation can definitely do that.
Because if everyone around you is getting loud and emotional, and one person just stays steady, it can feel like they're not taking things seriously. Or worse, like they think they're better than everyone.
Even if that's not true at all.
Not at all. They might just be the one person in the room who's actually thinking clearly.
And I think this happens a lot in arguments too. If you keep your cool while someone else is getting upset, sometimes that makes them even more upset.
Oh, definitely. Keep your cool means to stay calm and not react emotionally, even in a stressful moment. And ironically, staying calm in an argument can sometimes feel like you're adding fuel to the fire.
Because the other person wants a reaction. They want to see that they're getting to you.
Right? And when they don't get it, that's uncomfortable for them.
So calm can actually be quite powerful, even if it doesn't look powerful from the outside.
It's like, imagine a really big tree. It doesn't wave its branches around to prove how strong it is. It just stands there. But when a storm comes, suddenly you understand where all that strength was.
Oh, I love that image. Stillness can look like weakness from far away, but up close sometimes it's just stability.
Exactly. And I think that's the big misunderstanding. People confuse quiet with empty. But sometimes quiet is full.
Full of restraint, full of intention.
Well said. Okay, so if we agree that calm is a strength, how do you actually build it? Because I don't think it comes naturally to most people.
Definitely not. I was not a naturally calm person when I was younger.
Really? You seem so calm now.
I have learned, the hard way. I used to say everything I was thinking the moment I thought it, and sometimes that got me into a lot of unnecessary trouble.
I relate to that so much.
Now I've gotten a lot better at biting my tongue.
Biting your tongue, that's such a great phrase. It means stopping yourself from saying something, even when you really, really want to say it.
And it's hard, because sometimes the words are right there. You know exactly what you want to say. But you pause and think, is this actually going to help anything?
And often the answer is no.
Often the answer is very much no.
So biting your tongue isn't weakness either. It's a choice, a deliberate one.
Right. It's about asking yourself, what does this moment actually need from me? Not just what do I feel like doing right now?
That question is really useful, because our first instinct, especially when we feel attacked or frustrated, is to react immediately. Defend ourselves. Say something sharp back.
But that first reaction isn't always the best one.
No. The pause is where the power is.
And I think this is something that gets easier with experience, not because life gets easier.
It definitely does not.
But because you start to recognize certain patterns. Someone's trying to get under your skin. A situation is trying to pull you into drama, and you start to see it coming.
Right. When something gets under your skin, it bothers or irritates you in a way that's hard to shake off. But the more you practice staying calm, the better you get at noticing it before it fully takes hold.
And you realize, I don't have to go there. I can let that slide. I can step back.
That's not being cold, though. That's an important distinction.
Huge distinction. Calm is not about shutting your feelings down. It's not about pretending nothing affects you. It's about processing emotions in a healthy way, not letting them control your actions.
Psychologists call this self-regulation, managing your emotional reactions so that you're making choices, not just responding on autopilot.
And honestly, small habits help a lot. Pause before replying. Take a breath before answering. Notice what's happening in your body.
Even just counting to 3 before you respond in a tense situation. It sounds simple, but it genuinely works.
Because the goal isn't to become a robot. The goal is to become someone you can trust. Someone who stays steady for yourself and for the people around you.
And in the long run, that kind of calm wins. Not always fast, not always loudly, but it leaves an impression that lasts.
In the long run means over time, eventually. And I think that's true both in life and in English learning too.
Oh, interesting connection.
Confident English speakers are often calm now because they've already been through the awkward moments, the mistakes, the embarrassing times when they couldn't find the word.
They became steady through practice, not because it was always comfortable.
Exactly. So if English still feels messy sometimes, that doesn't mean you're failing. It might be exactly how you're getting stronger.
Okay, Honest moment time. Tell me about a time when you didn't keep your cool. Like a real example.
Oh, okay. So a few years ago, I had a coworker who used to constantly interrupt me in meetings. Every time I started talking, boom, he'd cut in.
Ugh, that is so annoying.
It was getting under my skin every single meeting, and one day I finally snapped. In front of everyone, I just said very directly, "Can you please let me finish my sentence?"
Okay, that's not that bad, honestly.
The way I said it was not calm. It was very clear that I was not having a good day.
Did he stop, though?
He did stop, but the whole room got really awkward and I felt kind of embarrassed afterward, even though I wasn't wrong.
Right. You were right about what you said. But the delivery cost you something.
Exactly. If I had said the same thing calmly, same words, just different energy, it would have landed completely differently.
That's the thing about calm. It's not always about what you say, it's how you carry it.
And I learned a lot from that moment. Now I try to address things before they build up. Don't let it get to the point where I explode.
That's smart. My version of that story is way less professional. I once got into a full argument in the comments section of a cooking video.
A cooking video?
Someone said that putting pineapple on pizza was objectively wrong, and I took it very personally.
Jake.
I know. It was a very low moment for me. That person absolutely got under my skin, and I completely lost perspective.
What did you learn from it?
That some arguments are not worth having, and that calm is not just useful in big, important moments. It's also useful in small, completely pointless ones.
Maybe especially in those.
Definitely especially in those. All right, let's slow down and go through our 5 phrases from today. These are all really useful in everyday conversation.
First up, keep your cool. This means to stay calm and not react emotionally in a stressful moment. So, if someone is rude to you and you don't react angrily, you kept your cool.
Example, she kept her cool even when her flight got cancelled. Or, it's hard to keep your cool when someone is being unfair.
Number 2, strike a nerve. When something strikes a nerve, it causes a strong emotional reaction in someone. It touches a sensitive point.
Example, his comment about her work really struck a nerve. Or, that topic always strikes a nerve at family dinners.
Number 3, bite your tongue. This means to stop yourself from saying something, even when you want to say it.
Example, I had to bite my tongue when he made that comment. Or, sometimes it's better to bite your tongue and walk away.
Number 4, get under your skin. When something gets under your skin, it bothers or irritates you in a way that's hard to shake off.
Example, don't let their comments get under your skin. Or, I know I shouldn't let it bother me, but it really got under my skin.
And number 5, in the long run. This means over time, eventually, when you look at the bigger picture.
Example, it might be harder now, but in the long run, it's the right decision. Or, staying calm in the long run builds trust with the people around you.
5 great phrases. All of them are really natural in everyday English, at work, with friends, in any situation where emotions are involved.
All right, that's a wrap on this episode.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
If this episode connected with you, please leave a comment. Tell us, do you think calm is something people are born with, or something they learn over time?
We'd really love to hear your thoughts on that.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, a like and a subscribe really helps the channel grow. It helps more learners find us.
We'll see you in the next one. Take care of your English and take care of yourselves.
I'm Jake.
I'm Annie, and this has been English Out Loud. Bye.